In this video, let's talk about tables. So what is table? What are tables? Tables actually is in Python. It's very similar actually in all the programming language. It's kind of the table we use in Excel. So remember in Excel, we have the column and the row. So basically, table sometimes we also that's called as two-dimensional array. But to be more generic saying, a table actually is a sequence of labeled columns. Just like Excel, right? You have different columns, but each column represents for specific meaning. So for example, here we have the column for the name, and you have the name actually for different states. Okay, so then you have this label, the code for different states. California is CA, Nevada is NV. So then the third column is the area in square meter for different states. So then you have 1, 2, 3, 3 different columns. And each column, they need to be labeled. Why? Because they have the meaning. So usually each row represents one individual. For example, you see here is the information about California. Then the second row is information for the Nevada state. So the data within a column represent one attribute of the individual. So why table is so important for data science? This one just a small table we want to show you. But this one can be a big number, right? And also you see we can have more columns. Then we can have all the 51 states in United States. So that's why a lot of time we see the data science, we have the data in the table, we want to manipulate them. We want to sort it that. Or we want to do more analytical calculation. So that's why we need to kind of access the data in table. So let's see the demo. We give you more the table example. So then, right, we need to see how to get the data from the tables. How to manipulate data. Data science is an important module we will use for this class. Data science actually is specific for this class, the module from Berkeley they use. It's good enough for us, especially they have a table class. We can get many functions for that. For this one, actually, if you you heard about other Python package for data science, this one is very similar to pandas. So either way, actually, they have many similarity. But for this class, we just focus on using the data science module. So here you see when you do the from data science, you import asterisk. That means you import all the library from the data science module. Okay, so see here we have example for the corn table. So that is the text file. Okay, so from the table class, we read this table, you pass in the text file name. So we assign to a table named corn. So you display all the content for the corns. You can see we have 3 columns. We have flavor and the color and the price. Right, so you will see actually they have repeated row. You see the chocolate is dark brown color, the same price. So sometimes your data will be like that. And also we just want to show you particular for this one. It just show you because the tables, the row or columns, they're not unique. Also sometimes they will have repeated information. So if we want to avoid that happen, you need to manipulate your table to kind of remove those repeats row if you want. Okay, so once we have the table, let's do some function. We show you, we call it function, right? So actually for your table, they do have some function you can use. So since we already create a table called corns, so then you can do show. Okay, if we want to only show the first 3 row, okay, then you can do the function. okay, called show. Then the number here just represent how many row you want to display, only the first 3 row. Then you can see they display the first 3 row and 3 different row are skipped. Okay, so the same thing, this one, like we say, if you don't know how to use some specific function, then you can do is, you can do the function. Then you do the question mark. Okay, then they will show you the signature. Okay, so here you didn't see that because they display actually underneath here. So let me move a little bit for the screen. Okay, so that's why after you have your function, earlier we show you, you can just run without question mark. So they give you the signature. But one thing is you want to know how this function work. You can do the question mark. Okay, so then they will show you underneath and give you more information. You see you have signature, and they will give you some example if you want to know more information. Okay, let's continue to play more. Okay, so or you can just have the table name. They show you the everything, so then you can see we only show the first 3 row. Or if we want to only show specific column, what we can do is we have another function we call select. Okay, so then passing the name of the column. So you see here is a flavor. Okay, so then we only show the flavor, the row, the flavor. Okay, so if you want to show not only the flavor, maybe show the price as well. So you can do the price. Okay, so yeah, you see the arrow. The reason is what? Okay, so it's a comma, not a dot. Okay, so then you can have the flavor and the price. So here you can see we use the single quote for that. Because that's specific, we told the column name for that. But this flavor and the price, actually the column name only for the home table. This one actually, you see the flavor, not really a variable. So if you want to display with that, so you see they have the arrow, because that's this column name. Okay. And one thing like earlier we see, you have some arrow to display, right? So if I say, let me show the flavor. Okay. Then you see the flavor, be careful, the column name you need to be exactly the same. Okay, the uppercase, lowercase, they need to match. So if we accidentally do any typo, of course they give you the arrow. Okay, so you have a lot of arrow, but always pay attention to the last one. Okay, usually the last one they told you how to correct that. Okay, so you can see the column flavor is not in the table. They told you the column name like this. So then we know how to correct that. Okay, yeah, so then they will be correct. Okay, so you have the show, you have the select. Okay, so then we also we have the drop as well. Okay, so then here our coins, you can just select flavor or price, but also like since we have the color, price, and the flavor, 3 different columns. Then if you want this one, yeah, it's just like we don't want color. Okay. So then you can see here is you drop. Okay. But even we just display the part of the table, we call that a subset of table. But you check again. No, your table actually didn't change. Okay, so they just display the result to show you. If you really want this result, we need to assign to somewhere else. So we need to have another name to save your subset. Okay, so either way, you see you drop the color or you only select flavor or the price. Okay, so that is the table only have without the color. So what we can do is we can assign that to another name. Okay, so that's another table name without color. So if you want to keep that, to use that to manipulate the result, Okay, so then you can see here, then we need to assign that to another table name. Okay, so we display. Okay, so that's why you see the no color information is in another table. Okay, another function, we use a select to select specific column. But if you want to have a specific row to display, what we can do is not select, we do where. For example, I only want to have the flavor is strawberry. Okay, so the first is your column name. Okay, so then the specific value you want. So for strawberry. Okay, so then we only display the flavor with strawberry. So that's where. So the first one is the column name, then your value. If you want to know more about each function, yeah, put a question mark, you will see that. So the other function we want to show you is actually they have sort. If you just want to sort by the price, okay, so by default, if you sort by the price, they give you from the ascending order. So if you want to have that in descending order instead of the default ascending order, so then we just do the price, then we give them another argument, so descending equal to true. Okay, so then you become the descending order. Okay, so then you see here we have the table operation, you have select. So then you have the drop, you have your sort, you have where. That's how you can manipulate the row or column you can do. So kind of the data you want to manipulate, you can using the original table, then do some operation. But don't forget, sometimes we want to create a new table, then you need to assign to a new table name. Okay, to help you to have more practice you want to play with, we have more interesting table you can do. Okay, so here, the other one we want to show you, this table actually is the NBA table. Okay, so here we only show the first 10 row. You can see you have more, almost like 10,000 row of meat. They have all the NBA player on then different season on their salary and from different team and their position. Okay, so you have the center, you have the it's the point forward, small forward, then the point guard. Okay, so then that's a big table you can play with. So now how about I ask you, think about that, you can pause the video. So how to create a table? We only have the point guard. So the point guard is the the PG, okay, in the 2020 season. Okay, so how should we do that? Think about that. Pause the video. So I will give you the answer at the end. Not at the end, later, but pause the video. Okay, think about how to do that. So how to do that? Yeah, we need to use where, right? So then, right, so NBA table. Okay, so we want the point guard, so that's the position. Yeah, be careful that here they don't have the all lowercase, so we do the position. Okay, so the position value equal to the PG. Okay, so then run. Okay, but they including all the seasons. So of course the same thing. If we want to get only for 2020, okay, so then we need to have our season is 2020. Okay, no result. Yeah, the reason is 2020 actually is the number. So that's why no single quote. Okay, so then we need to combine them together. So after we got the point guard, then we dot, then where the season is 2020. So then that's assigned to a new table name. So we assign to the new table name and display. So then you will see that's the point guard for only